Exactly.
100%.
Because the problem with most artists is most artists aren't real hustlers. They're not business. They're creatives, and they think just from one side of the brain. See, I'm going back and forth for artists right now, and I'm like, bro, you tripping.
One of the biggest obstacles artists face in the music game is access. Getting access to the people that can make it happen, or access to the information and resources you need to get to the next level. That's the key. That's why you need two of the biggest in the game on your side. Introducing J.R. McKee, Boomman. Welcome to the real industrial plug. You heard me?
My question does align with Boom's question. If I'm an artist, right? What is my goal? And I think you kind of mentioned it before, Leron. What is my goal? Like, I say I want to make music, but I want to do it as a business. Well, not even say I want to do it as a business. I want to become rich off making music. I think I'm a great artist.
Right.
I want to become rich off making music. Leron, I want you to talk about this because there are so many avenues of income streams other than just the streaming revenue.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, if I'm a new artist, talk to me about, listen, these are all of the ways you can make money. Sure. So that way I know how to protect those rights. Because a lot of artists, they don't know about publishing. So they'll give it up like that. Oh, you want something about publishing?
Yeah,
at 20,000? Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about those different avenues so people will be aware of, don't give these things away.
Sure. So yeah, that's a good point. So when I'm talking to a new artist, I tell them, and I try and educate them first, right? Because an educated client makes better decisions.
Exactly.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is say, okay, I'm gonna give you music industry 101. So the money that you make from selling or streaming your song on regular terrestrial radio or Apple Music or the streaming, that's one stream of revenue. Then if you have sync licenses, if those songs are going into a movie or television, then that's another stream of revenue. Then when you get on the ability to have perform live, that's generally your biggest stream of revenue. Okay, right?
It's touring.
Touring. You're talking about, you speaking for artists, right?
Yeah, for artists, right? So just so they understand, where am I going to get my money? So I'm a big proponent of, when you're early in your career, you almost treat the music as a loss leader. It's marketing. So put the music out there and create fans. Create an audience of people that you can sell your music to, but then we can monetize them in other ways.
Exactly. Monetize the brand. And again, just as for my people that's listening, a loss leader basically means like, let's say I'm selling 10 items. My hottest item costs $0.25, but it costs me 30 cents to make. You know what I mean? But it's bringing people into the store that's buying the other items. Right. So I'm making a loss on this item, but I need it because this is what's bringing them to the store to buy these other items.
They just taught me something. I'm a loss leader.
and so that's what a loss leader is. And so with the music, I may not be making a bunch of money or any money off this, but this is what's bringing people into my world.
Correction. Reek is a loss leader.
Oh my goodness. So that's what Leron is saying. Treat the music like a loss leader when you first start off. The goal is to get people into your store.
So to go back to your question about how to, if you're going to stay independent, I'm going to give you a perfect example. If you're an artist and you can create 1,000 super fans, right? Those are fans that will.
This is why I agree with you.
They will buy your album, right? They will come to a concert, buy a T-shirt, join your fan club of some sort. They spend $100 a year. Right. You made $100,000 a year. Right. So for some people, that's living their life. And that's their dream.
And you want me to tell you something? I totally agree with you. But the problem with the culture, they don't want to listen. They don't want to live off 100,000. Nah. They don't want to do that. They want to
get the Bentley truck and fly on private jets.
They can't. But I totally agree with you because
But you can't be the culture until you get the first 1,000 fans.
Exactly.
It's easier to go from 5,000 to 100,000,
Right.
you get that first 1,000 and then that 5,000.
See,
Right.
I'm an advocate of business, and my thing is I want the artists to understand that they're a business, and there's so many different ways you can generate streams of revenue.
Exactly.
The only thing that I feel like that be misleading and that I go super hard for is the fact that most artists don't have money, and for me, knowing that you don't have money, we're making. We're saying things as if they have a situation where they could generate 1,000 fans on their own, and so
But they can.
They can.
No,
They can right here.
I know.
Okay.
That's
If
what I
they're
was just
smart
finna
and
get. That's what I was just finna get to.
Okay.
Unless you with technology, you have TikTok, you have Instagram,
Snapchat, all of these.
but once again, even that is kind of skewed because you said, JR, the first thing they need to hire is what?
Content creator.
Exactly.
100%.
Because the problem with most artists is most artists aren't real hustlers. They're not business. They're creatives. And they think just from one side of the brain. See, I'm going back and forth for artists right now, and I'm like, bro, you tripping.
But the most dangerous, most successful artists are those that operate in both worlds.
Exactly.
They're hustlers and they're talented.
Wait, all right, but wait, I want LeRon to finish breaking down the streams because we made it to tour.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I tell artists. So we have that super basic artist who just wants to live their life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the guy or artist that wants to be a superstar. So that artist, has to get to a different level. And when that artist gets to a different level and they're starting to get 100,000 fans or 100,000, fans on their social media, and not just fans, but people who actually engage. Right. So then that's when we monetize it in terms of now we can do brand ambassador deals.
Right.
I just want, now that you have eyeballs, now we can engage a CAA or a ICM to go out on your behalf and talk to brands. And now you're a brand ambassador. I got clients that make far more money as a brand ambassador than they do as a recording artist, to the point that they don't have to tour if they don't want to, right?
Yeah. Right.
So really touring, publishing, and monetizing your brand with brand partnerships those are the biggest revenue streams.
As well as creating product. Rihanna has different products out. As well as creating products and merch. And then also I'm just backtracking and fact checking for the people that's listening. CAA and ICM, what are those?
Those are agencies. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. That's what I'm here for.
You got to let them know. We got to break this down to the smallest decimal.
So they're big talent agencies that have, they will book tours for you. Mm-hmm. They will help you get brand ambassador deals. Yeah. They have, sports agencies attached to them. Right. So they're really large agencies that have a lot of resources. And, they are very selective about who they want to do business with. For sure. So you have to recruit them to want you unless you catch lightning in a bottle, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so for all the artists out there, something that you should have, just learned if you didn't already know is when you become an artist, you're opening up 7-8 different businesses. You're opening up a merch business. You're opening up a touring business. You're opening up a publishing company. You know what I mean? You're opening up a record label.
Person, whether you like it or
you're a business owner.
You're a business owner and you own several different businesses. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so each of these have to be tended to, and that's why he said business is a team sport.
Right.
Because all of these businesses have to be tended to. Like for a large artist, they're likely going to have a person that runs their merch. You know what I mean? There's likely going to have a team that's going out and looking for things for them. You know what I mean? They're going to have a publishing company admitting their publishing. All of these different businesses, and all of these have to be negotiated by your lawyer, by Leron Rogers.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And so that's why your lawyer is one of the most important people in the world, because the terms are everything. You get what you negotiate.
Or you're gonna join somebody who already has those things in place because you're a super creative person. And that's where the lawyer comes into place to make sure you're getting a fair deal. And that's one of the things that, I've been preaching and predicating our company on is making sure we educate artists, because I want to do fair deals. Like, I want to change the culture. Like, I noticed for a long time, because I used to be an independent artist, right? And a lot of people, I would get this a lot. A lot of people didn't deal with me I don't know if it was necessarily my music, but I always had a sort of a fandom. But I used to get told this: a lot of the people don't want to deal with you because you know too much. You feel me? And I think that is such a detriment to the culture and what we're trying to do in the advancement of the culture, because it shouldn't be predicated off of based off the ignorance of artists.
But that's just not the right deal for you. You don't want to be in business with the person who doesn't respect the fact that you're intelligent. I just helped a client sign an artist. I sent the artist a recording agreement. The artist sent me back a list of questions. I got on the phone, talked the artist through what it was, explaining what it was. And I called my client back. I said, you'll be lucky to do business with this artist because they're smart and they're intuitive. Right. And they're going to be a better long-term partnership or investment, right?
Right.
The one that just signs the contract, they may have signed 4 contracts already.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't figure that out until you dropped 100 racks.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other thing I want to talk about is this right here. The fact that you said a majority of artists make their money off of touring and all those things. And I want you to explain to the audience to why isn't it that they're making the majority of their money off of their streams and their record sales?
Well, because the system is rigged in that the streaming companies pay you very small percentages when your songs are played.
Right.
And that's just the reality. It was a new technology when it first came about. And the record companies negotiated a very small royalty. And although some of them may be mad for me, they did that in exchange for equity in some of these companies.
Right.
So it was kind of a whoop whoop.
Now that's deep,
right?
Yeah. See, now that's deep.
Not a lot of people know about that.
I know about the market share, but that's even deeper. So, dang, you know what?
They gave the artist a little royalty and they took equity.
So that's a market manipulation.
Yeah,
that's market manipulation. That's cold.
That goes back to why he said.
That's cold. Hold on, I don't think they understand what was just said. That's cold.
So now we're fighting to get that royalty back fair.
So the major. So you telling me the big three? Or is it the big three, right? It's majority of the big three.
Yeah, the big three.
All right, cool. We're gonna do a low royalty rate on these streams, right?
In exchange, you give us equity.
We own part of the company.
Exactly.
And then they go trade it on the stock exchange and make even more money, right?
Exactly.
Your research.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a cold game.
But again, that's why he said earlier, your music is a loss leader. You're not gonna make what you expect to make because of the way the system is set up.
These folks think they do 1 million views, they think they made $1 million.
I know $4,000. This is the streaming executive.
No, it ain't even not on views. It ain't even 4,000.
Oh, right, on views.
No, views like 1,200.
Yeah.
Like 1,200.
Spotify streams,
yeah. No, you're right.
And so.
You said it's 1,200. I thought it was
1,200 for YouTube.
Yeah.
For YouTube, it's 1,200.
So it went down some more. I thought inflation made stuff go up.